UBC.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I am happy to be here. And thank you for the noble work you do for furthering the message of Islam.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. It's your maiden day to be at UBC.
Yes, it isn't exactly maiden, but it is my
this program.
Maiden day, maiden appearance on this program. I am honored to have been considered. Usually we have a different caliber and brand of sheikhs. But as you know, Islam is a complete social infrastructure. You can practice your Islam as a scholarly sheikh, and you can practice your Islam as an ordinary follower. None is above the other in the practice of Islam, because the principles of expression of Islam are all about exemplary behavior. Yes.
Who is Haji Aziz?
Haji Abdul Aziz Senoga is an Orthodox Muslim who comes from a long generation of Muslim scholars, Muslim clerics, Muslim sheikhs. I am the son of Haji Abubakar Sengendo Marhem, may Allah be pleased with him, and the grandson of Sheikh Saad Sempa Kawesa, one of the earlier Muslim preachers that took Islam to eastern Uganda, who also happens to be the son of Sembiria, one of the people who went with King Suna, the one who accepted Islam here, who brought Islam to Uganda. He went with King Suna to Chiziba, and also the grandson of Kabulwa Mugamba Jolo. All these are the people who were around when Islam was first making a debut in Uganda before becoming a state religion. Or a state religion in Uganda. So I can say I come from the root of Islam in Uganda. In Uganda. Presently,
you're here to represent the Iran Culture Center in Uganda. Is it true?
The Iran Cultural Center is a long-time partner. We have partnered on so many levels. It being a culture center, we have dealt with them from a Pan-African perspective, from an Islamic perspective. We have done a lot of things with them. And when they recommended my name to come here and be present on their program, I definitely...
No, it's not their program, it's UBC's program.
The UBC program,
Islamic program.
The Islamic program. They said, oh, you can come with one of our brothers and we share this Islamic information. So I thank the Iranian Cultural Council for having remembered that we have a partnership and a brotherhood, which is the primary principle of Islam.
Sheikh, today we are discussing humanity and brotherhood in Islam. When you look at the preamble, right now in worldwide, the brotherhood is as if it is deteriorating. People are not brother to one another. People are inhuman to one another. You look at things surrounding us now, in the Middle East, you can even fail to say that we are brothers. You see things are happening in Kasese. People are murdering one another. People are murdering their fellows. The ADFs. You can sometimes you really fail to understand. Are we still humans or what? Do we still have humanity? Let's talk about humanity and brotherhood in Islam, Sheikh. Are we still human?
Well, as a Muslim and as a human being, I believe society has come a long way. There was a time when human beings treated each other as animals. There was a time where human beings did not have a code of conduct and a code of relations that amplified their humanness, which is actually humanity,
yes.
the other side. But with the advent of Islam, you can see that the first darkness that Islam had to roll back, we call it the era of Jahiliyyah,
Jahiliyyah period,
where people believed in so many things, conducted so many practices. So Islam brought back this humanness of treatment between human beings, establishing a code of relations. Relations between people who are related. Relations between people who are not related. Relations between people who are advantaged and those who are disadvantaged. The traveler, the prisoner, the sick person. Islam has had a humbling effect on humanity at all points and turns in societal development, reminding us that we can only access the appreciation of our Creator by being humane
to one another.
Not only to one another, but also to the animals, to the nature, to life, giving value to life. Yes.
Upon that background, do we still practice humanity to one another?
Yes, even in the sea of confusion and destruction, the kindness is still beats within the human breast, within the human heart. This is why whenever something bad happens, a lot of people get dismayed, they get frustrated. Many keep quiet, but a few come out to speak.
Yes.
These voices that haven't been silenced are actually the best evidence of our humanity that still lives within us.
Is it Islamic to just keep it into our hearts when we are mistreating our fellows?
The Islamic teaching on action and response is sequential. You have an option to do something, to say something, or to frown upon something within your heart. All these are avenues. But of course Islam says the one that inwardly scoffs and frowns at an injustice is weaker in Iman than actually the one who uses their hand to reverse or correct an injustice. Yes.
So we are supposed to be weaker?
This is not what I am defending. I am saying while those who only inwardly feel bad about what is going on are there, but then there are also those who take a stand, who come on a show like this to say something, who even pick from within their wealth to try to alleviate a situation. If there is no food, they get food and send to those. If there is no medicine, they get money, buy the medicine and send to those suffering. There are so many levels of action that actually speak well for our humanity. I think humanity is alive and well.
Let's bring back humanity into our homes. The mothers, the fathers, the kids at home. Do we have that humanity in our homes? Are we mistreating the kids who don't belong to us? Are we mistreating the neighbors? How could we look into this humanity thing? Do we need to look at it in the bigger perspective, or we start it from our homes?
First of all, like I have said, Islam is a very positive influence on society.
MashaAllah.
And a home with Islam in it is actually an exemplary home.
True.
We live in times when the practice of Islam in many homes is becoming weaker.
True, true.
So the resultant anti-social behaviors of failing to provide for the home, actually not failing, refusing
yes,
to provide for the home.
Even those who fail are
taking care of only those that you think are closest to you and segregating others. Failing to give to charity, because charity is also a big cornerstone of the practice of our faith.
True.
I think as ulemas and sheikhs and scholars, we need to do more about da'wah in the home, collective da'wah. We do da'wah at so many levels, but I think
sometimes we forget our homes.
The opportunity for da'wah within the family structure, I think has been, we haven't paid attention to it that much, yes.
Okay. We have two things.
Yes.
We have the brotherhood, we have humanity. Does these two move together?
We live in very interesting times. Some of these words release emotional triggers. For example, when you go to Misr and you say brotherhood, you may be
brotherhood.
You may be misunderstood. Yet brotherhood, kinship, friendship, and even love are supposed to be the distinctive hallmarks of our humanity. On the other side, I'll just deviate a bit and say, from the Pan-African perspective, whenever black people meet each other, the word they will greet themselves with is brother,
yes,
sister, and then they will still try to further that relation with, is our relationship geographical? Do we say come from the same country or the same neighboring countries? For those that have migrated to the diaspora, a Ugandan black man and a Kenyan black man, the moment they meet, they say, "You're my neighbor." And yet Kenya, Nairobi, talking from the perspective of Kampala, is a whole day's drive away. So the word brotherhood itself, if we want to be politically correct, we also want to say sisterhood. We've had this before. But then I'll say the word kinship, to find a kinship with another fellow man, fellow human being, colleague in our workspace. Building those relationships and furthering them is actually an Islamic teaching. Actually, it's the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that breaking the chain of the bond of brotherhood is tantamount to breaking your Islam. Then building the brotherhood itself is actually building your Islam. So as human beings, we should continue the effort of building bridges, building lines of communication. Also taking a proactive interest in others' misfortunes and even celebrating with them their fortunes.
We have cases where people say salam to each other and again they start fighting each other.
Salam alaikum, and then they begin fighting each other. That is a very blatant example of paying lip service to the practice of your religion, because Islam itself means peace. So the peace greeting is a reminder that we should come to each other and leave each other in peace. Ma'asalam, bisalam.
But is it there?
I do not want to blame shaitan, but then even shaitan is there. But the kind of conditioning, especially the conditioning we get because of these emerging technologies, the kind of entertainment, the kind of sport, all tends to glorify rage. They think the man who bashes his friend in a wrestling ring or in a boxing ring is celebrated. Then slowly by slowly our communities, our societies get affected. Like you feel you can only be glorified by probably by a show of brutality. So I think there are deliberate agents for diverting humanity from its true baseline of cooperation and friendship and peaceful engagement.
We have cases where you meet your fellow brother, a Muslim, well dressed as a Muslim, has sunnah maybe, you say salam, sometimes he fails to respond. Maybe because you have your trouser is not short, maybe your trouser is tall, maybe you for the women you don't have niqab. People know, but sometimes they don't respond to our salams, and that is the brotherhood.
Have you ever met someone who has a hearing impairment?
True.
If he's not looking at you when you say salam, do you think they will respond? And then there are even some that have speech deficiencies. He can't speak. He may also fail to respond to salam because of those physiological...
I didn't say...
I'm coming to your point. I'm trying to say, before you take offense that somebody refused to answer my salam, just understand that you have done your job.
Oh, I've played my part.
You've played your part. Please do not take offense unless the one you're giving salam is also acting aggressively because you've given that salam. But when they don't answer it, the angels have answered it.
Oh.
When you say salam, not just the people you see,
but
even also
the angels are there.
The angels they move with. So let us keep saying salam. And let us stop the petty trivialities of he hasn't answered my salam. I think maybe because... So you begin...
But what could be the best practice? Because if you say we should not take that penny...
The Prophet ﷺ also emphasized demeanor. What do I mean by demeanor? The kind of face with which you approach a brother even before you say your salam is very important. But we have a very strange thing that is going on here. People say salam with an angry look on their face. Salam alaikum.
People are arguing, then you say salam alaikum. Because you want to stop the argument.
So I think we need to take the whole teaching into context. Approach your fellow human being with a smile, with kindness, with an unthreatening demeanor, and then say your salam.
And the salam should reflect the
let the salam not just come from your lips. Let it also be coming from your spirit. Because there are situations when you're walking and then somebody is walking towards you and they are smiling, possibly to somebody behind you.
Then you smile.
Then you try to smile back, and then you say, you look behind you and say, is it me or somebody else? There is nobody else.
Then
the instinctive response is to smile back. So let us not take things out of context that he has refused to answer my salam. There are non-verbal communications, definitely. You can even say salam without verbalizing it.
Okay. Sheikh, in Uganda, Hajj, in Uganda, we have cases where we attack each other on probably social media, probably in our sermons, when we claim to be brothers. What could be the best practice if in case the brother wrongs you? Is to go and attack, to go on social media, maybe someone, you're not in the line with the literature he's preaching?
The breakdown of our social structures has led people to taking matters in their own hands. It is true we have our imams. It is true we have our land sheikhs.
Sheikhs, yes.
The scholars. Is also true we have our elders.
True.
But who are the elders from a Muslim context? And what role are they playing in fostering the peace and the understanding? For instance, if you knew the elder to go to raise your complaint against me, true, then the requirement for me to wait for the nearest microphone at the next public forum for me to vent would not arise. But the elders don't exist. Those that do have been compromised either by some little bit of money or by the politics of the day or by other things. So I am saying eldership, the elders, abantu abakulu abebuuzibwako mu nsonga z'eddiini bandizannye kinene nnyo okuyamba abantu okuwuliziganya.
I think you are among the elders, because according to the introduction I have that you from office of the Supreme Mufti.
Yes, but
so when you say the elders are no longer there and you're amongst them,
actually
me.
My eldership role is not actually with the office of the Supreme Mufti. I am actually a clan elder from the Buganda Kingdom, from the clan. Yes, I am a sub-clan elder, Omtaka Wesiga.
Still,
so from that part,
now you're putting on two. You have let me start with two. You're a Muslim,
and then a cultural leader.
Then you're a land person.
Nah.
Okay, so you can take a mantle in this matter. Why do you say the elders are not there, or you mean you're compromised?
Yes, the point was when you said, why do people go to social media to vent out? Why do they wait for public forums to vent out? I'm saying there is a missing link of eldership. On top of the line of sheikhs we have, on top of the imams, on top of... It is just like young children at home who are parentless. They tend to be more nasty because toina gyogenda kubalopa. So the human beings who have no place where you can report them also act out in a more inhuman way.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, let's catch the brotherhood and humanity globally. When you look at things happening on a global scene, you look at Russia, Ukraine, people are fighting. It's now 2 years, 3 years, people are fighting. Okay, humanity, is it still there? Brotherhood, is it still there? You look at Syria, people are fighting, say salam, then start fighting. Of recently, we saw Middle East gather thing. People are fighting seriously. People are bombing hospitals. Seriously, it's inhuman. Someone is already down. Really, can even easily break down on this. It is hurting. So I'm asking, are we still human to one another?
There is an interesting Luganda proverb that says that the eye of a slaughtered goat will look more sternly at the person skinning it than the one who slaughtered it.
Kiso ky'embuzi
Kirekerera omusazi nekitunuulira omubaazi.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you look at the confusion of fights and everything, I think the political presentation or organization of humanity that is dominating the world could have outlived its usefulness.
So it is succeeding.
I'm talking about capitalism. Because most of these global issues have capitalism agenda one way or the other. Was a big business, speaking from a capitalist perspective.
It's a business.
Diseases a big business. They've even started making them in laboratories.
And that is a capitalistic
Exactly. That is
perspective.
A capitalistic perspective. So definitely this state of affairs is benefiting somebody somewhere.
Now, let's come back to the religious perspective.
Yes, I'm coming to the religious perspective. This is why I'm saying the political expression of a dominant capitalist agenda has proved ineffective in promoting and championing global peace. What is the alternative? Islam and Islamic teachings provide a viable alternative to what capitalism is failing to achieve. And I won't mince words to say that when Islamic countries like Sudan, like Egypt, like Syria, like Iran are targeted, even like Libya, it really has very little to do with whatever they are not doing right. It has a lot to do with their being an emulable success story in the running of their affairs using the Islamic way.
Hajj,
so capitalism itself per se is at war.
Before you go into capitalism, Allah gave us the noble book.
Al-Quran.
That is our constitution as Muslims. And our fifth pillar, that is Hijjah, we all converge into one place. But again, what brings our mind to divide on just a capitalistic perspective when you can sit down and know worldwide we have a Quran? we go for pilgrimage, all of us. Why don't we sit down as brothers in Islam, then we just way forward, than going into blame games and whatever. Can I call them blame games?
Yes, you can call it that, but I am saying your success in running an Islamic government or a government based on Islamic principles is a threat to global capitalist hegemony. So this confusion will always keep coming up in the way we do our stuff. Because when we finally succeed, look at a very simple example of Islamic banking. The baby steps that the government of Uganda is taking, actually we took more interest in Islamic banking much earlier than all our neighbors in the region here, than Kenya, than Rwanda, than Tanzania. But as we speak, our neighbors have it up and running in their economies. And it is only just recently that we have had a bank open shop on Islamic banking principles. And I don't know whether it is actually fully operational today.
It is, because it is a law now.
Okay. No, the law has been there for almost 11 years. But then the first bank, or the traditional banks opening an Islamic banking window, I'm saying the capitalist agenda is
cannot allow Islamic banking to prosper.
Is one of the obstacles.
Okay.
Is one of the obstacles. Before I leave that, I would also want to say that before Greenland, few poor Ugandans had bank accounts. Greenland was the first bank that allowed us to open bank accounts for a much lower amount of money.
Now you're taking me to Islamic, which is not. It was not Islamic bank. It was an individual bank, right?
Yes, it was a traditional bank.
A traditional bank. Then we have to come back from that side. Then we come back to Islamic. Sheikh, when I look at, I have 2 minutes to end the program. What is it supposed? What are we supposed to do to bring back the sanity, or to bring back the brotherhood amongst ourselves, probably the Muslims? You start with our own in Uganda, then we sketch it globally.
What did the Prophet do to end the conflicts?
That is the answer I want from you.
Dialogue.
Okay.
Dialogue allows for people to have a better understanding of each other. And then they can move to the next level of putting down treaties on lines that may not be crossed in the relationship being built on the foundation of those
Can
dialogues.
you respect treaties? Because when you look at the hospital saga, bombings and whatever, there's a UN convention about such places. So do you still trust the treaties?
I said that is the second stage. Let us focus more on dialogue. Tuuliziganye. Let us hear from each other.
Okay.
Let us get off our high horses, humble ourselves, and talk to one another as decent human beings with an equal stake in the future of humanity.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the good discussion. The last word to our viewers who are watching?
Well, the last word to our viewers is that let us not be complacent because the bombs are falling on Gaza, or because the bombs are falling on Khartoum, or the bombs are falling on Syria. The lack of peace in any corner of the world is a cause for humanity to stay awake at night.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Haji Aziz, for this noble discussion, mashallah. I want to thank Haji Aziz for the short notice. Thank you so much. I want to thank the team for the good discussion, mashallah, and the production. I'm Rashid Chwanuka. Let's promote peace. Let's promote humanity and brotherhood among ourselves, irrespective of the religion, the race, and the background. Let's be one, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
فشر يحاك لكم أمتي يريد الفناء ورب السماء فيا أمتي أنصتوا واسمعوا فجل الأمور بدت في خفاء قنابلهم كالسموم تدار فما من صدوق وما من إخاء فشر يحاك لكم أمتي يريد الفناء ورب السماء فيا أمتي أنصتوا واسمعوا فجل الأمور بدت في خفاء قنابلهم كالسموم تدار فما من صدوق وما من إخاء وما من إخاء.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
My name is Abel Bakunda, Deputy RDC Kario District. There are so many success stories and achievements that have been registered in Kario District and cutting across all the sectors and departments. The government interest is to have seed schools in almost every sub-county. And so far, the coverage in Cairo, we are still like at 40%. We are starting, but we are moving at a high speed. Then the Winda Health Center, it is also a success story in the Department of Health. We are so far also the government is elevating the Manya Health Center for the district hospital. Then in the Department of Production, there are so many successful farmers moving far away from the traditional subsistence farming to the money economy. Our interventions of Myoga and PDM have so far had impacts on ground. Generally, it is good. We are trying, and there are so many success stories that anybody can come and see on ground.
This weekend on UBC.
The art of restauranteering appeals to all the five senses. A sense of smell, a sense of sight, a sense of taste, feel and touch. And the White Palati in Bogolobi has managed to do all that by creating what we call a game changer.
White Palati, basically the Palati is a plate in Greek language, and the concept is all related to the Greece concept, you know, the ambience and everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are so delighted to have such a humble superstar. She has this beautiful presence that is very compelling and quite charming. Ladies and gentlemen, Nabi. Oh, I knew she would laugh at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dorit Napasa.
Hi, hello.
An amazing off-the-hook youth program brings you an array of fun, exciting, and educative segments you do not want to miss. From red carpet moments to proms, youth empowerment programs to youth gig vibes, and so much more, Teen's Crown will get you hooked. Only on UBC TV every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Don't miss. Did you know that our #1 value as a nation is to respect and protect the environment? With the current population increase of Uganda and industrialization, this has increased pressure on the natural resources, resulting into environmental degradation and global warming. Developing countries like Uganda could face 80% of the global climate change effects by the year 2030 if no action is taken. Join us here on UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda, on our Eco Plus program, where we bring you an in-depth analysis of issues that are disastrous to our environment. Every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m, only on your loved station, the National Broadcaster.
Amina gange ndi tubona kiranda Amina mu company eya WIB Uganda Limited ndi member. Wemba member kampani eno weyeida twalinga tutuli bulungi ng'abakyala abe wakawaka. Ng'abakyala abe wakawaka tuemera ku baami baife nga bonkana abajamu nanda nga twidi nti abakyala tubakozesa ki nanda. UN Women weyeida yatuteekateeka yatwegesa okulunda engege ng'abakyala. Twatandika beeno okudulunda n'okudirisa n'okolaki. Twafunamu ng'abakyala aba Bugiri district. Abakyala ba Bugiri district sofa tuli abakyala 14 abakola project eya WIB. Abakyala 14 twayawula mu sectors. Mulimu abakyala ba production, abaliisa, mwaba abakyala ba validation, abongera engege omutindo bayongera ku omutindo. Twaba n'abakyala ba harvesting, aba harvestinga. Twaba n'abakyala abakola aba marketing. Sector donna diri trained era didi kyedikola ki kyedikola. Project eno tufunyemu ng'abakyala. Government yaife ne ya Uganda njebaza okujja kujanga batulingirira mu ng'abakyala abana Uganda eri kujanga eturobingira ebibiina bingi. We have UWEB, baleta parish development model, we have Myoga, byona biri kwida muki mu bakyala oba mu bantu abaki aba Uganda.